Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Welcome to Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton. I am Will Melton, I'm your host, and this is a Channel RVA production. I'm excited to come to you today with day two of Vibe Coding 101. I'm building an application that can help anybody learn to be a vibe coder or to be better at communicating with people who are building the tools in your business ecosystem or personal ecosystem if you're building tools for yourself. So, what I want to do today, before I get started, is this. Not everybody's a builder. I totally get it. Maybe you don't have the desire to think about all the little pieces that go into making an application. There are other people that maybe just aren't good designers in general. They don't have the wiring in their brain to stitch it all together. That's okay. Not everybody's cut out for this work. And if it feels frustrating to think about this stuff, maybe it's not for you. But that doesn't mean that you don't have a need to build something that you can own that helps you run your life or your business more efficiently with higher returns. Whatever it is, there's lots of different things that we can do to help you. And I encourage you to go to exponent21.com to learn more about how we help businesses and individuals build for their future. I'm going to take you over to exponent21.com really quickly, but let me switch over to my screen share. You can see I've got RVA art pulled up right here. If you're not familiar with Channel RVA, please subscribe. We're building an AI news platform with personality. Let me tell you about it. But before I do, exponent21.com, you can come here to learn more about what we do. But a couple things. If you want to show up in AI, go use this button down here in the bottom left-hand corner and track your prompts. Find out what it is that people are asking AI that you should be showing up for and find out if you actually show up or not. That's what this is for. And I highly encourage you to do that for free for up to 6 months. I can give you 100 prompts for free for 6 months. And all you have to do is pop over there, scan your website, and see what the recommended prompts are. There's a lot more to it, so check that out. You're going to get an email drip that tells you more about how it works and why you want to do it. Lots of reasons for that, but also we're building technology that helps people accomplish their business goals. And so this application, this program, Live Vibe Coding with Will Melton, is all about showing you what is possible. And I'll stop the little ad here now, but I do want to just make sure you guys know that we can build for you. So my team of technologists is ready and waiting, and we have a lot of things. We have a lot of things that are free that you can use, and I'll get into that as we get into today's program. Now, quickly, Channel RVA, that is our home, so you can see us live over here when we go live. You can see us. Actually, I don't see us live over here right now. So that's an interesting development, but we'll figure that out. In any event, we go live here. We go live at studio.willmelton.com, so you can check that out. You can see all the things that I'm building. I'm building 52 apps in 2026. I'm at 41 apps so far this year, and you can see all those things there. So today we're working on Vibe Coding 101. This application is designed for people to learn how to vibe code. So let's go ahead and get into today's build. I've got several tabs pulled up here, and since yesterday I've made a change to this site. And I want to make a couple more changes before I dive too deep into it. So we're just going to talk to my phone here. I'm going to do a voice memo. All right, I want to make a couple of changes to the homepage of Vibe Coding 101. First and foremost, it doesn't say my name underneath my photo. So it would be kind of good to say that I am the CEO of Exponent 21. We want to build trust. The whole point of this is building trust. There's also just a bit too much space at the top of the hero still. There's a lot of open space there that we can eliminate to bring people closer to the content. It doesn't look bad, but it's just seems a little unnecessary. Then I feel like this turquoise color that we're using is a color that we used over at studio.willmelton.com, but this site is branded for Exponent 21, so we probably need to make that change. And I think from there, we can go ahead and publish the site in its current form. Okay, so I wanted to make a quick change here just because I'm sitting here looking at it and it's bugging me. Again, I made a couple of changes here since yesterday to the design primarily, and I am just wanting to get this one little thing notched out before we dive into the bigger build. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to do this. All right, 5 pudding. That's funny. Now, we'll make that change, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a bit deeper into what we want to do. So, I made a skill today to improve on my descriptions for these builds, but what I really need to get is I got to find this chat that I had going on earlier today because I have some instructions that I think we could use to kind of jumpstart this whole day. Okay, here we go. This is it. Okay, we have, so what I have here is a project that I use to kind of go through and do these bigger builds, all under one sort of umbrella, and I have some skills now that I just created. Let me just see. My number one goal is to make sure that we don't have a lazy build here. Each of the individual modules should be unique and interactive. I realize we only did interactive ones for a couple. Before we proceed with the recommended changes, can you just give me a quick summary so that I don't have to read it all of what we're thinking about doing here? Okay, so one of the things that, just on the business side of things, I'll talk about is the decision to align this with any one brand. And I have a complicated personal brand because it's tied up in a lot of different things. But if you come over here to my why and about, there's not much about me here. So that's
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
yeah, I could do a better job at tying the site back to some of the other things that I do. Um, but anyway, got to pay the bills. So tying it back to Exponent 21 because we have a lot of tools over there, and one of the things that we've done with this is connected people back to. That's pretty cool. I think I kind of liked it a little bit more before. Instead of separating the image from the black line, can't we just put my name below the black line? All right. It's the wrong chat. I find the right one here. Okay. I'm just thinking here. I can't figure it out. Wow. I tell you what, as a person who's built many websites over the years, CSS and positioning things to be clean and responsive is a very challenging thing to do. So, but we will come back to that. Let's just get this prompt going here. When we get to the homepage changes, another creative addition that I want to deploy is um, I'd like to be able to show the sessions, the actual sessions from studio.willmelton.com. Maybe we can probably just grab the YouTube URLs. We have yesterday's session, which I can give you the URL for, and then we have today's session, which We're actually live right now. So that's fine for now. Let's go. All right. So more of the same things. This is good though because we're gonna have one prompt to solve all of those things. All right. So you see my prompt here. Um, this thing's going down. Big, big build here. But this is, let me tell you, this is probably going to be one of the best builds we've done. Let's see what's it want to do. All right.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
All right. So we've been at it here for about 20 minutes. And I'm going to just plug Channel RVA here real quick. We have quite a bit to pay attention to here. You get a sneak peek of our flash poll results without having to vote because I'm logged in. You also get to see the answer to today's trivia question. So this is your reward for checking back in on this stream if you're not watching live. A lot of original content from around Richmond. You can subscribe right on the site. Anyhow, I'm always looking at this. Let me go take a look at games. Did this get updated yet? Not yet. Let's take a look at that. I'm going to take a diversion here because I was working on an improvement yesterday to Channel RVA games. And now I just need to publish it so that I can see what it looks like because this project has a weird plumbing on it where if I don't publish, I don't see it. I should probably check that out, but it's been a long time now. It's been like that. I don't even know how this AI text service works. I have to read that. That's funny. Um, let's say CRM. Let's see. You gotta read this stuff first. I'll have some feedback for that one here in a minute. Testing, 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 testing. Hmm. That's cool. This is pretty cool. So this is a pretty quiet one because I'm just letting this build up quite a bit. But what we're really trying to do is go the extra mile to make each of these modules really excellent from a language perspective. We want to use really clear language. We also want to demo things as much as we can. That's cool too. Okay. I was just noticing that this is the only module that has this different free account, just as a promo as I get into the last module here. The question is going to be now.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
haven't seen the admin section yet, so let me go log in over there. All right. I'm doing this a little bit out of order. Some of these modules need to be fixed. They're not quite what they should be. All right, so a couple of things I want to do on the tools, or excuse me, the modules. One thing I want to do is I want to move the descriptions above the tool, or above the interactive demo, because as it stands right now, there's no reference, there's no context for the learner. Another thing that's kind of strange is that this background color green is leveraging a different color than what we're aiming for in this build. It's kind of a forest green, where ours is a little bit brighter. I still am trying to figure out what we need to do to get this to be less text, more imagery. I'm wondering as we go through the building tools module, maybe we could use the logos, icons for these brands. The anatomy of an application is still a text only component. It is interactive, but it's only text. Yes, there are icons, but that's not enough. We need to figure out how we're going to actually bring in some diagrams or some kind of graphics or some kind of stock images. I don't know what it is, but these are not. I mean, we can get screenshots. I can do videos for each of these. Interactivity and logic is great. However, we have somehow duplicated the interactive demo. It's twice on the page. Connectors and API is another text-only integration. AI in the build and auth and security have the exact same layout, which tells me that there's no, we did intentionally aim to make those different. Payments has a similar problem with the design looking similar to the others, and also the 1, 2, 3, 4s. There's no interactivity there, which maybe is fine, but we aim to make this interactive. I do like the demo. Beyond the screen, same situation. We're back to using the same thing. I told you that we cannot be lazy about this, and what I think is happening is there's this effort to templatize instead of actually think about how the best way to present this information is. Communication UX, back to the same thing. Demos are good. The actual instruction at the top, poor. Okay. We're going to go ahead and kick Fable into gear here for this because I really do care about getting this right, and that's going to be a key for us. Okay, so we get to go check out Channel RVA games.
You're tuned into Channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
I have some issues with this. I really didn't read through this entirely, but we are still not showing Turf Wars leading neighborhoods on the games page. I did not say that I wanted to show the top players in there. However, if we want to do that, the players have to agree to have their profile visible to others. That is, if that's not something that they've done, then we need to I guess just check that for me. I don't mind showing that. I do like seeing the faces there. However, I just want to make sure that they've given their permission.
Hier ist jeden Tag Throwback Thursday. 90er, 2000er Party Classics und Lieblingslieder reloaded. Check jetzt zu I Love Hits History. An I Love Music Channel Tip. This is I Love Chill Hop.
Fucking turf wars. There we go. Probably my first F bomb of this whole production. All right. I believe you are confusing turf wars with the leaderboard. Turf wars is the neighborhood competition. That is the driver. It is not the individual contributors. Also, we want to see this week's leaders, not just the all time. The most important thing is that we are competing this week. When I click on full leaderboard, it just takes me to the leaderboard. I don't actually get to see the standings for Turf Wars. I need you to go and do some more research so that you can understand how this is all supposed to work. Turf Wars is the neighborhood competition. We're not really working to pit people against each other. It's not our goal. But since you built it, again, let's collaborate on this some more. Okay. We'll come back to that one. Close out of these guys. All right. This is working. Several different passes there. Let's hop over to YouTube real quick and get these video IDs. This is one of them. Figure out how to get this out of here. So we're going to figure out where it was. All right, so one thing I'm just going to point out to you here, I talked a little bit yesterday about these context windows and the models that I'm using. I don't use Fable for very much at all. I use Fable for deep research and multi-step complex things. But once I've done that, I'm switching the model again back to Sonnet 4.6, which is maybe not the lowest model. I think that's Haiku, but it gives us a lot less compute. And the reason why is because even though there's a lot of tasks in this, it's all text-based. What's going to do is it's going to parse the information, it's going to rebuild it, it's going to give it to the Lovable agent, and then it's going to execute over there. So the hard work was done in the Fable step of researching, identifying best practices, identifying solutions to the problem. Now what we want to do is just get this into a happier place without so much expense. I'm going to go ahead and push this. Okay.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators.
All right. Hey guys, how you
Subscribe
guys
at
doing? Thanks for joining me today.
channelrva.com.
If you're hanging out there and you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, I'm building a vibe coding platform that you can learn in about 75 minutes all the things you need to know to do this work. Now, there's always more to it. There's a lot of language and nomenclature and practice that you need to get to, but that's pretty cool. That's better. Okay. Still working on these guys over here. Anyhow, this is it. You can check it out at vibe.exponent21.com. I'll pull it up over there. And I've got a later build to push here in a minute, but it's, it's live now. You can actually go ahead and get in there. The content's not going to change too much from where we have it now to what you'll see here ultimately. But if you wait a day, then you shall see, or excuse me, till the end of this build today, you'll see the final modules and be able to get the most or the best experience, we'll say. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're building something out there, let me know what you're building. I'd love to chat about it. I do this every weekend on Saturday, 1 p.m. I think I'm going to change that to 10, but you can check my Twitch stream here. There's a schedule when I'm not live. It'll show you when I'm scheduled to go live. You can subscribe over here and you get notification before I'm about to go live. That would help you out at all. Do that. There's also a referral program, and we do have some apps that are for sale. We have some apps that we can take investors in on, and all the things that we have here from a finder's fee or commission, whatever you want to call it. This is all very much above board with regard to the law, and we're eager to turn this into something more for other people too. So somebody is wanting to kind of springboard into an application that is already somewhat built. You can see some of those things that are over here. Some nothing for sale. I've got one for sale right now. Agent workroom. Just to start on something, but let's see. Do we have any that are licensable? Yeah, we've got a few more in here. Sound Rewrite, Boom Mic, and Discovery IO. Boom Mic is probably the least ready out of all of these, but it does take payments. But Sound Rewrite and Discovery IO are active builds in my stack. Maybe I should sort these things based on their maturity when you get to the full bit here. In any event, I see that's okay. We're good. So studio.wellmelton.com, you can check that out. And this is working out okay. I'm just kind of waiting for this to get built up. We're probably going to wrap up right around 11 o'clock today. We're going to need to get this build finished up. All right. This is taking a little while, but let's see.
It's 11 o'clock.
Sorry about that. Thank you. I had to cough a second ago. So anyway, so what I was getting to here is I don't normally talk to the lovable agent because
You're
it
tuned into
will
channel RVA,
focus a little bit
the
too much
media
on what
hub for
I'm trying
independent
to
creators.
correct as opposed to
Subscribe at
giving it really clear instructions on
channelrva.com.
what I want to build. But because I've got a pending design change over here, I guess is it this one? No, it's this one. I want to make sure that I'm not ultimately interrupting this, so I'll send this as soon as I've got this piece fixed. But in any event, just to take you through what we've built so far, we've got 11 modules here, and we're trying to make them interesting. We're trying to give these guys a little bit of flair, each one of them, give them a little bit of difference, and trying to make it so that this is as easy to use as possible for anybody who's going to come over here, but also it demonstrates a little bit what it is that you can do. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that the video from yesterday as well as today's video end up on the homepage so that people know everything that went into this build, because it's been a 2-day build essentially, about hour two, maybe not quite 2 hours yesterday, hour and 40 minutes I think, and today we're just over an hour building time, all with the goal of giving people a free way to upskill in this world of vibe coding. The other thing too is, we don't necessarily, not everybody's a builder, so not to say anybody can't be. Anybody can work at that, build that skill up. I've been doing this for many, many years now, so my experience level is on the higher side of things, 10 plus years. And but in any event, if you're somebody who wants to work with builders and express to them what it is that you want out of an application that you want built, first thing is to know what you can build, which is I probably don't do a good enough job articulating what you can build in this application. You can build so many things, but I think I touch on some of the high level things. Also, you have the graph over here, so you can take a look at the relationship between different things that are happening in the ecosystem. And you can click on them and learn a little bit more and navigate into those modules. So we're trying to give people kind of a couple of different approaches to consuming the information, but it should take about 75 minutes to work through it, excluding the try it exercises. These will have a time estimate exceeds the total course time here, but you could spend a whole lot more than 10 minutes on these things, and I would encourage you to, because there's a lot to learn. This is, again, kind of 101, which I cover a lot in 101. I haven't really thought too much about what 201 would look like. Um, but I guess I could start to do that. No, you don't need to be experienced. I think the thing that you have to do is recognize that you're not going to be able to launch an application that is taking money from somebody in your first build. Your security is a big thing you need to make sure you've got right. It takes a learning curve. That is in here. I do touch on it. But you have to, in order to have a production level application that people are logging into, and you're storing their data and you're taking money and you're connecting to these different things, you can do it in your first build. I don't want to say you can't. I don't want to discourage anybody. But it's going to be better if you practice and learn and see how it all works. Um, But what I will tell you is you can check out my studio site where you can see my app build history. And you can also take a look at under sessions. There's one session in here that goes over uh, building a product roadmap. This is a 5-minute video. And what this talks about is the organization that's required to. Here we go. It's asking me to enable clouds this really quickly. You have the ability to kind of create an organization system inside your application. Now, I'm not doing that with my build today, partly because I'm mostly focusing my time on getting the product done and giving you guys something to begin using this weekend, which you will be able to do. You can do it now, but it's going to be a little bit better when we make a few more passes of this thing. In any event, thought I paused this, but I guess it resumed. Okay. In any event, this is it kind of takes you through the sequential process of building an application, all the different things that are needed uh, in a real build. This is something I can't remember much about what this program does, but I think it's a voice activated AI agent. It's probably not too advanced, but it still kind of gives you a bit of an idea of how it works. But yeah, my roadmaps have been a big reason why I've been able to accelerate the pace of building. But if you're just starting out, it's a good place to start. Just kind of get a base understanding of how the whole thing's set up. And yeah, you gotta, there's probably some element in here that I should include about what it costs to vibe code, because it doesn't have to cost a lot. Lovable makes it very inexpensive, but it depends on how much you're building too. So, we build a lot. Let me just take a look at my credit balance. So I pay $920 a month for 4,000 monthly credits. But I am building a lot. Not just me. Hey, Michael. I'm not the only one building. I'm also, I have a team of people who are all leveraging this. And so I definitely burn through a lot of credits. And you can see that I'm a pretty heavy builder. And this data is not right. I can promise you that. All right. Hit Studio. Go back into my application here. Oh, cool. It went and got the real logos. All right. So it's checking up on everything. Go ahead. We're going to go ahead and make the homepage changes now. I'll probably make some final polishes to the modules, but I'm going to go ahead and push this out so that if you wanted to play with it and test it now, you can, because it's ready to go. I'm going to refresh here in just a second. Sometimes whenever homepage changes happen, I can get a little bit out of sorts with it because it goes haywire. So I might be prepared. Part of the reason why I didn't want to mix the design with the development stage of this, the functionality of what those things actually, how they work, the modules, is because if I wanted to roll back to a previous step, I can do that without much consequence. Don't lose too many tokens, and I don't have to rebuild anything. Just say, no, that wasn't good enough. Maybe we'd say why and capture that information, but in any event, I'm going to kick it with you guys here for about, we'll say, 6 more minutes because I do have a impending clash to my space calendar here. My office is going to be kind of uninhabitable for the afternoon, so I have to move on out. So we're just making a pass on the home page. I can go into these modules now and see how they're doing. Building tools. Okay. That's cool. Anatomy of an application. This one was always okay. The interactive demo for connectors and APIs is not logical. I don't know how the AI tech service or the CRM service works. There needs to be a little bit of instruction for these because they're not intuitive. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool too. The automation for this visual walkthrough for the photo capture is it's never giving me enough time to allow the camera, so it automatically captures a green faded image. It's kind of weird. And then I think the last thing that I'm going to do is there needs to be some more descriptive language in here. It's very interactive, but I do want to see some more text language. and then we'll probably update some of these lessons. I'm certain that we talked about the cards on the home page not having just text. Do we want to show a screenshot of the diagrams on those? Like, what's a solution for this? All right, I'm already over my time here. Give me some feedback. I'm going to pop a feedback button on this site so that you can tell me what you think. All right. Anyway, so I think the thing I'm going to do is I'm going to improve the text depth on these so that it's not broken up. Oh, you'll still see it broken up the way that it is. Um, but I also, as I look through this, I see that there's some information that's missing from my perspective of what you should know. And so there's going to be some advancement on all of this. How soon all that happens, we will we will see. But I guess it's going to depend partly on how many people get involved with this. So I don't have admin access yet because I haven't logged in. So let me just see if I am logged in. Let me go see if I even get one of these emails. Okay, here we go. So I'm logged in. I'm going to just take a quick scan at admin. is I'll just see if I can't upgrade my user role here. Don't know if I can or not. Doesn't look so.
You're tuned into channel RVA, the media hub for independent creators. Subscribe at channelrva.com.
All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me today, but I do have to make it a wrap. Go back and watch the rest of this build if you want to see how we got this far. I think these two sessions will be good sessions for just about anybody because I actually talk through the whole build, with the exception of a couple of design changes that I made on the homepage this morning. Um, but yeah, you hear me talk about all the things that are important in all of this, and that's what gets us to the place where we can have this build. And then you can watch me refine each of the tools and each of the different education pieces so that you can figure out what you need to know to go. So thanks for joining me. I will probably drop this one here on this build and pick up another one in the next weekend. But we shall see. So let me know what you think. I'll know based on how many people are signing into this build whether or not successful. Successful, we'll do more with it. And yeah, if you need anything built yourself, if you're not building yourself, if you want to talk through problem, project, you want a team who can help you with the security bits or the payment bits, any of the more advanced workflow automations, we get a team of folks that are smart about that and building some of the most advanced technology that I've ever seen. So I do believe you'd be a good partner if you came to us. So